Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Log Tart. So let's get this thing started. And so where we're at now, we're trying to choose a decision if I should leave from eavesdropping on Goldilocks and Royal, or if I should stay, and the obvious choice is to leave. I shook my head. Royal and I weren't even on good terms in the first place. Besides, if he found out I was spying on him, there wasn't a single thing I could say to convince him that I was just concerned for him instead of being nosy. Turning around, I flipped out to the hallway and started towards my room. And I'll find out sooner or later, he'll tell me. I don't know what time it was, but I suddenly realized how tired I felt, wanting nothing more but to bury under the covers until noon. As my footsteps echoed throughout the lonely rooms, I glanced back down at the path I had come from and silently wishing Royal a good night's sleep. I hope that he'll be able to get whatever he wishes for soon. You look so sad, Aura. I was about to call you Goldilocks, but man, that's bad. 2 weeks had passed by, and no new information about the curse surfaced. There were no dreams with Goldie that gave me hints, and no one remembered anything new about what the toy maker had said that fateful night. It was disappointing, but everyone slowly resumed carrying on to their normal duties as before, unable to do anything except hope for the best. Absent-mindedly, my hand began to draw circles on the window with the cloth that I was supposed to be using to clean it. I let out a sigh as the realization that I had become attached to the deluxe household sunk in. It had been such a long time I had a warm family surrounding me. Even though this was a temporary one, I wanted to protect them and help free them from the spell. Temporary? I thought you were going to be stuck here forever. Another sigh fogged the window, which I had been cleaning for possibly the third time after getting lost in my thoughts. Suddenly, an annoyed voice spoke up from nearby, and of course, it's gonna be Royal. Yep. Get your head out of the clouds, girl. Casting a scowl over my shoulder, I finally finished the window and moved into the next one. Even though I was given the opportunity to practice my cooking, I still tried to help out with the other chores too. Unfortunately, I kept getting assigned work with Mr. Grumpy Bear. And he's getting old too. His attitude hadn't improved much since he became a human, at least not towards me. In fact, he often seemed even colder whenever I said I didn't know anything else about the dream I had. He acted nothing like the Royal I saw that night in Gold's room. Wonder if he'll ever treat me as kindly as he does Gold. I flinched to stop, my eyes widening, heart throbbing. That thought sounded like jealousy, but I didn't understand how or why I would be jealous of Gold. You dense girl. If I had a face cam, it would be wonderful, cause I am slapping my head. I felt Royal's piercing stare burning holes into my back. He has laser eye vision, I guess. I finished up my window and, shaking my head to derail the crazy train of thought, I hastily tried to move to the next window. His slender hand slipped over and flicked me in the forehead. I recoiled, almost dropping my cloth. Ow! Gingerly touching the injury, I glared at Royal, but he only stared impassively back at me. Why did you do that? Shrugging, Royal returned to his own window. You missed the spot. Puffing at my cheeks, I went over to clean the pane once more, even though I couldn't see the spot Royal meant. You're making fun of me again. No, I'm not. I couldn't stop the groan building in my chest. Royal hadn't hesitated in his response, leaving me crankier than before. I glared out the window, and seeing no spots left, I moved to the next. I demanded to be reassigned to another shore. Peeking at Royal, I saw another nonchalant shrug, claiming his shoulders. Fine with me. But you'll have to talk to Miss Maria about it, so good luck with that. I nearly dropped my cloth and cleaning solution. I guess I'm stuck with Royal. I imagined that annoyed look she would surely give me when I brought her my complaint and immediately decided against it. After a few days, I had to learn why Dion repeatedly called her a demon. Her glare was unnatural, even worse than Royal's. Never mind. Thought so. Tired of his flippant remarks, I just sighed and finished up the windows on the first level. I then grabbed a nearby ladder and climbed up so I could reach the higher areas. As I climbed, I felt a pair of eyes on me again. What is it this time, Royal? I looked to the side and flinched whenever I crossed path with Royal's gaze. There was a flicker of amusement in those silver eyes. Careful, you don't want to show off your underwear. A flash of heat shot across my face, and I guess that was his glare of amusement. My grip trembled at the ladder, and I let go of one hand to press it against my dress. Pervert, don't look. A smirk flickered across his lips. Who would want to? Gritting my teeth didn't stop my blood from boiling. This was not the kind of attention I wanted. I wanted attention? Royal, you idiot. Still riled, I proceeded to take another step, but my foot slipped off the ladder rung. I squeaked in fear as I fell. Even if I wasn't up so high, the impact would still hurt. I shut my eyes, bracing for the impact, but instead of striking the floor, I felt my back fall against something soft. My heart still throbbing, I opened my eyes to meet the concerned gaze spreading across Royal's face. My lower lip trembled when his arms tightened around me. Are you alright? This doesn't look like I fell, and he caught me. It looks like he grabbed me and held me in the air. Yes. My blush had become so hot that it was painful. I had already accepted that Royal was attractive, but him being this close was too much for my heart to handle. I tried to lean away, but there was nowhere to go. Royal, on the other hand, didn't seem to notice, his brow knitting as he sighed. Good, you're such a klutz. Gosh, I already know that. You don't have to tell me every single day. I could only blink in response. What? Look away or glare. Let's give you an evil glare. Pursing my lips in a frown, I glared at Royal. He frowned right back at me, annoyance gleaming in his eyes. What are you glaring at me for? I tilted my head to the side, as if observing Royal from a different angle. Then I tried to mimic his usual sarcastic tone. You know, you'd be more handsome if you wiped off that gloomy expression. Flinching, Royal pulled his face from mine. Shut up. He looked away, glowering at a bookcase across the room. I don't know why he paused so much. Even from his profile, a pink glow was evident on his cheeks. I got surprised that I actually got a reaction out of him. I knew it, you do get flustered. As if a switch had been flipped, Royal turned back at me with a chilled, half-lidded stare. I'm letting you go now. I blanked, unable to catch myself or be prepared for that reaction. What? Pain shot up from my tailbone as I landed disgracefully on the hardwood. Then why did you catch me at all? Tears prickled against my eyelids. Ow, Royal! I glared up at him, but puttingly averted my gaze. He made a show of fussing with his gloves, but I didn't see any purpose to it because they looked so perfectly fine to me. Though it was hard to see his face from my angle on the floor, I would bet money that he was still blushing. We're done here. You should go and help Lily with the laundry now. Okay. Before I could protest his decision, Royal strolled from the room, grabbing his cleaning supplies without a break in motion. He didn't look back. For a minute or so, I just sat there, nursing my bruised I don't even know what that says, and thinking how Royal could be so mean. Yet it was so hard to stay mad at him when I remembered how cute he looked when he blushed. I did just as Royal had ordered and went to help Lily instead. She liked to hang laundry out in the rose garden, allowing them to dry in the sweet spring air. I wonder if the mansion is affected by the seasons. She was coming in to grab another basket when she saw me, and so I went outside to help her finish folding the rest of the clothing. You know, I noticed you and Royal are getting along quite well lately. I wouldn't call it getting along quite well. Lily's statement caught me off guard, and I almost completely dropped one of Miss Maria's dresses in the grass. I had been allowed to borrow her clothing while I stayed here. I had lost my suitcase somewhere in the forest, and I couldn't really go back to retrieve them thanks to the curse. Chuckling at my ridiculousness of her statement, I waved my hand dismissively in Lily's direction. Your eyes are deceiving you, Lily. Me and Royal getting along? You're so funny. If that happens, the world might just end tomorrow. Her ponytail bobbed as she tilted her head. Then she giggled and flashed me a grin as she gently folded one of Soul's shirt into a perfect square. It seemed as if she was putting more care and feeling into handling Soul's clothes than anyone else's. Lily interrupted my amused observation of her work. Trust me, Royal has a rather weird way of showing how he cares for others. I expressed my exasperation with a sigh and a shake of my head, carefully folding the remaining pair of slacks into my basket. I think he hates me. He's been bullying me non-stop since I came here. Lily winked at me playfully. That means he's fond of you. I stared at her, my mouth twisted in a frown. Oh, no, he's not. Don't be silly. He's like that with everyone. I know that he acts cold to people around him, but deep inside, he cares about everyone along. I flashed Lily an incredulous look, joining her in lifting up the glass baskets in order to bring the laundry inside. Though she had been teasing me only a minute ago, her sigh was softened and sad. It may not look like it, but Royal is afraid of being left alone. Seriously? We started to walk a little slower. I kept my eyes on Lily, surprised but not as shocked as I had been with her opening statement. It was just hard to believe that someone with attitude as cranky as Royal's wouldn't want to be left alone. Lily's gaze softened as she spoke again. His parents died when he was only 4, and he was left under the care of our previous butler. He was always so quiet back then, keeping his head lowered all the time. I suddenly understood what Lily had meant. Royal tended to be abrasive, but he was really just afraid of getting close to anyone, only to lose them. Lily continued with a sad, nostalgic smile. Lady Gold was the one who lowered Royal's defenses. She was so persistent on becoming his friend, but Royal wasn't used to getting all that attention from the young heirs. Shoot, I should learn how to pronounce that word. I know what that word means, but I can't pronounce it. I glanced at Lily again and saw how bright her smile had become as she spoke about Gold. I couldn't help wondering just how wonderful Gold must have been to have so many love her. Lily was laughed, breaking me out of my thoughts. Royal would blush so hard that Lord Dion would have to tease him endlessly. Thus, the start of their interesting but weird relationship. And why is there no music? Oh, just kidding. So, everything started for Royal because of Gold. No wonder she's so special to him. I can't impose on a bond like that. The heaviness started again, and I was glad the basket prevented me from reaching towards my aching chest. Why do I feel this way every time I think of his relationship with Gold? Again, 'cause you're in love with him. Maybe not in love, but you like him. Royal really treasures those who are important to him. And on that note, I'm gonna end this video, 'cause I can't get don't even want to talk about Aura and her denseness. But thanks so much for watching. Make sure you click that like button and also subscribe to the channel to see more videos of Locked Heart and more Otome games. Thank you again and see you guys soon. Bye.